What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you represent. Throw up your flag. Family, I need you to smash up the like, smash up the like, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. Diddy requests a mistrial again. He says that the prosecutors knew testimony was false. He's asking for a mistrial. Who thinks he'll get it? Give me a thumbs up if you believe Diddy would get his mistrial granted. Thumbs down if you say, nah, man, he gonna have to run the course. Judge ain't having it. What is he smoking? Ain't no way. My thoughts, that ain't gonna happen. Mistrial, it's too deep. How many weeks are we? We're going into the 5th week. We're about 5th week. So we're close to I think we're close to the halfway mark here. Give or take a few days. Diddy is asking that the judge in the case grant him a mistrial again, accusing the prosecutors of presenting testimony they knew or should have known was false. Diddy's legal team filed the letter Saturday morning, and the reasons for their request are related to testimony about the alleged incident where Brianna Bongolan, a friend of Cassie's and fashion designer, says Diddy held her over the edge of a balcony 17 stories in the air. Diddy's lawyers say that the prosecutors presented untrue testimony when Cassie testified about the incident because she says she actually saw Diddy holding Brianna over the balcony edge. However, texts from Cassie to Christina Coram, one of Diddy's employees, often called his chief of staff, indicate she didn't actually see the incident because she texted, "I just found out some crazy SHIT." Diddy's attorneys also point to the photos prosecutors showed of Brianna alleging her alleged injuries. Remember, Brianna testified that Diddy dangled her over the edge of a balcony, then pulled her back on the balcony and flung her into some furniture. She said she sustained bruises on her legs and neck injuries, with prosecutors showing photos that they say were taken of the alleged injuries. The photo metadata proved that were taken on September 26, 2016. However, if it don't fit, force it trick, huh? If the timeline don't add up, just make a little adjustments, and we're gonna get there, baby. We're gonna get there. This is the second time that Diddy has filed for a mistrial. Just last month, his lawyers asked for a mistrial when it came to the destruction of fingerprints on the Molotov cocktail bottle allegedly used to destroy Kid Cudi's car. Diddy argued the knowledge that the fingerprints were destroyed was meant to prejudice the jury. The judge denied the mistrial request. Let's stop right there. Now, I absolutely agree with that piece right there. The prosecution, the way they set up the argument was that the fingerprints were destroyed, like somebody was destroyed. Not that the fingerprints was lost, but the fingerprints were destroyed, implying that Diddy somehow paid somebody off or got somebody to make the fingerprints disappear so that he could have a better chance at proving his case. Now, the judge has yet to rule on this request for the mistrial. He could decide at any time, so you got to stay tuned for this one, fam. Look, I think the defense is trying to throw stuff up against the wall just to see what sticks. There is a whole lot of, there's a lot of finger pointing in this case. A lot of he say, she say, not much evidence. So I'm gonna tell you straight up, fam, I think Diddy gonna be acquitted. I think he'll be acquitted. Somebody said something about free Tory. Fam, you know, I've always thought that Tory was guilty, but, if there is evidence out there that could create doubt that he actually squeezed the trigger, then that testimony should be heard. I mean, ain't that's the type of country we live in? That's where you're supposed to give people the benefit of doubt. And if you convict somebody, that person has a chance to appeal and present new evidence. And if that evidence can exonerate them, if it looks like the evidence exonerates them, they should be exonerated. Isn't that the way the court system was designed? I don't think that you can pick and choose when to make the court system work, and that's what, of course, that's what they do though, Guilty. If there's evidence out there that proves that he is not guilty, then that evidence should be heard. Or even if there's evidence out there that creates doubt of his innocence, of his guilt, that evidence should be heard in a court of law. That's just the way it goes. I would want the same for myself. If I was in that situation, or if somebody that I love was in that situation, I want the same type of action. Yeah, so, but getting back to Diddy. Diddy's lawyers are throwing everything up against the wall and trying to see what sticks. And their job is to create doubt. Create doubt. Create doubt. That's their job. Doubt, doubt, doubt. And every chance they get, they're putting everything that they got out there, which is what they should do. It's exactly what they should do. And I do believe that, I think it's hard for a jury. It's hard for, keep in mind, fam, the jury is made up of human beings. These are human beings who come with their own set of implicit biases. They have their own backgrounds, and those implicit biases are based on their experiences, their backgrounds, their beliefs, their convictions, right? So if you throw something out there and you can create doubt, even if somebody might think he might be guilty, the law tells them if there is a doubt, then they got to find him not guilty. You're supposed to be proven guilty in a court of law, in a criminal case, by a shadow of doubt. Without a shadow of doubt. It's got to be without a shadow of doubt. I do not believe that the prosecution is making that happen. I don't believe that the prosecution is proving their case. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I really would. No more talk.